What's going on, family and friends? It's time for another opening of the 2019-2020 NFL season. Kicks off tonight. We're going to go through some pretty fairly quick predictions on what we have for this week. Uh, let's just go ahead and get it out the way, man. Chicago is playing Green Bay tonight. Upset alert right out the gate, man. I think that Chicago is just going to squeak by Green Bay 24-21. I think that Rodgers and LaFleur, I think they misfire. You're going to have to go to Chicago. That defense is obviously formidable. A lot of people don't have a lot of you know hope for Mitch Trubisky. Uh, we'll see what happens. Overall, I think it's going to be an upset right out the gate. Moving on, we're just going to go ahead and talk about Atlanta and Minnesota. I think I got Atlanta 24-10. I think Minnesota tries to establish a running game too early. I think it kind of bites them in the ass. I think Ito Smith is going to go ahead and get that goal line work. He'll probably get in 2 touchdowns. So we'll see what happens with that one. It should be a good one. Let's talk about the Jets and Buffalo. I think Le'Veon Bell's a ghost. His first game back, man. I think he has. I don't think he caps 60 yards rushing. Now receiving may be a different story, but all in all, I mean, if he had a 80-yard day, I think that'd be a success for him, and I think it'd be a success for the Jets. But game one. I don't really know what the game plan is. I know Adam Gase is over there. I don't know if Le'Veon is going to be quite in sync with that new O-line. I know he likes to take his time and kind of hesitate when he does his runs. So that'll be something to look forward to. But again, Jets take Buffalo 17-7. Cleveland and Tennessee, man. Cleveland, I think they come out the gate, and I think they look dominant. We obviously know that they got some players on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I think Baker comes out hot. Hopefully their defense and their offense can kind of get them an edge overall. I think that a 28-6 Cleveland just dominating them is not too far-fetched. I think that Mariota is going to get fucking gassed back there. My boy Pressed RJ, he said it perfectly, man. Mariota's over there throwing passes off people's backs. So I think that'll be a wash. Upset alert. All right, you heard it here first. Jacksonville takes Kansas City 27-21. I think Nick Foles, he comes out looking poised. I think they have a great defensive effort. Leonard Fournette coming back should be fairly healthy. It looks like he has a fairly good connection with D.D. Westbrook. He's going to be facing that top secondary, that top corner. He's also going to be getting some work with Tyrann Mathieu. So that'll be something to look forward to for fantasy purposes. But in Jacksonville, man, I think that the Chiefs come out. They don't work too hard. Jacksonville's defense has had a long time to plan for this game. So we'll run it down again. Jacksonville takes Kansas City 27-21. Rams and Carolina, I mean, not even close. Cam is injured. I think Donald just locks down him. He and that line lock down CMC. Rams 31, Carolina 13. Miami and Baltimore, I think it'll be a pretty lame game. I could be wrong about this one. It could be a shootout. I think Lamar Jackson has the capability to run about 1,200 yards this year when it's all said and done. So we'll see what happens. They just named Fitzpatrick the starter, so we're going to get some early season Fitzmagic. We'll see what happens. I know that they got rid of Kenny Stills. And that's going to open up the way for, I believe his name is Alfred Wilson. But we'll see. Getting rid of that left tackle, too, that's going to hurt them quite a bit. So we'll see what's going on there. Miami 14, Baltimore 7. Philadelphia and Washington, 28-0. Not much to talk about. Seattle and Cincinnati. I think it's going to be the Chris Carson show. I think he has 150-plus yards from scrimmage this game. I got Seattle taking them 31-6. We'll move on to the Chargers in Indiana. I got the Chargers taking it 28-13. Obviously, with the loss of Luck, that's going to devastate Indiana's season. But I think that Jacoby Brissett has enough in him to, in the first half, get the lead. I think the Chargers come out and it's a snooze fest the first half, and then I think the second half they just turn it on and gas these fools. It's not even close. Let me see. Dallas and New York. I got Dallas taking this one 24-14. It has nothing to do with Ezekiel Elliott coming back. I wouldn't be surprised if they scored in surplus, so that's 24 points right there. I think that Eli is going to have a couple misfires early on in the game, and that's just going to cost them. So we'll see how that goes. Arizona, Detroit. Let me say something, man. Over there at Press Start J, they want you to think that the Lions we're just fucking pan-seared placenta with a goddamn raspberry vinaigrette reduction on top. Um, and he's right, man. We're gonna get fucking gassed all season if we win 4 games. I'll be surprised. People I think are sleeping on Arizona. I think Kyler Murray is going to be one of the top fantasy players of the week. Not only that, I think that this offense is going to come out. It's going to be aggressive. I think we're going to take a look back and think that Cliff is going to be one of those guys that we mentioned in the likes of Andy Reid and Matt Nagy and Sean McVay. And I'm not going to say that their record or their team overall is going to hold up to that. But as far as an offensive-minded coach is concerned, I think his aggression alone is going to laud them some big plays. And I think at the end of the season that people will show them a little bit more respect than kind of what they're getting right now. Detroit, this is a game that we feel like we should win. And when we lose it, I'll offer it. I mean, Matt Patricia, he's going to be on the hot seat. His job's going to be on the line. We'll start the season out 0-1. I think we get gassed on 30-10. I think Arizona puts up potentially 550 yards on us. I don't even think it'll really be close. Moving on, I got San Francisco taking Tampa. I think it's going to be an explosive fucking first half. I think it'll come out the gate and be a shootout. I think we go into the locker rooms, defense adjusts, and everything kind of slows down then. I got San Fran taking it 24-21. Pittsburgh, New England. It's going to be an ugly game. It's kind of hard to call. I have Pittsburgh taking New England 20-17. I think it goes either way. I think the score is within a field goal. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game at all. Roethlisberger obviously has that connection with Juju, but they're going to be kind of feeling out like who's going to be the number 2. I think there's going to be a mix of Samuel in there behind Connor. So it'll be interesting to see. I think they'll be testing each other and testing their own teams, seeing how the season unfolds. I also think that if Pittsburgh does not make the playoffs this year, coach is also on the hot seat. So be looking forward to that. New Orleans, I got them taking Houston 21-14. I think Houston has just an early red zone miss. I mean, I think Deshaun Watson's a beast. Their line is still kind of ass. Duke Johnson's back there. I think he's gonna get some catches. Obviously, he's gonna get some looks. I don't know what the chemistry is like with Carlos Hyde, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was thrown into the lineup a bit and they kind of test those two and see where it's going. You got Kuti, who's got some injuries. Replacement of that is Kenny Stills. They have weapons. I mean, they got Fuller, they got Hopkins, but I think New Orleans coming in, playoff team last year, are a little bit more experienced. I think Drew Brees is starting to slow down. I don't know if we just start seeing a lot more Taysom Hill regularly throughout the season, but it'll be something to look forward to. Last but not least, we have Denver and Oakland. I got Denver beating Oakland, man, 14-7. I think Derek Carr will get a garbage time touchdown. I don't think much happens. Fucking Antonio Brown's out here suspended already. They're just trying to snag $30 million from him. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. Let me run it back down the line, try to keep the video short. So, again, upset. Chicago takes Green Bay 24-21. Atlanta takes Minnesota 24-10. The Jets beat out Buffalo 17-7. Cleveland takes Tennessee 28-6. Jacksonville takes Kansas 27-21. The Rams destroy the Panthers 31-13. Miami and Baltimore snooze fest. Miami 14, Baltimore 7. Philadelphia gasses Washington, fucking shutout 28-zip. Seattle 31, Cincinnati 6. I got the Chargers over Indiana 28-13. I got the Giants losing to the Cowboys 24-14. Arizona destroys Detroit 30-10. San Francisco takes Tampa Bay 24-21. I'm still going to stick with Pittsburgh. I know it's at home. I know it's in Foxborough. But it's also September. We know how the Patriots get down in September. They're trying some things out systematically, and they want to see how it works. So I got Pittsburgh beating New England 20-17. Saints, Texans. I got the Saints taking that one 21-14. And the Broncos beat the Raiders 14-7. All right. Tune back in next week. We'll go ahead and throw them back up. Peace.